Oh my god, it's so cringy, you know? And my speaking skills are so horrible. 6 months ago, I finally found the purpose of my life. I figured out the reason I want to live, exist, be in this world. And about 3 months ago, while watching the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie, something just clicked, and this click resonated deeply with my purpose. But for months, I've been stuck in a constant loop of starting, writing, deleting, rewriting the scripts that you are hearing right now. I even planned a humorous skit where I applied for an entry position at an elite studio. I wanted you to stay hooked until the end. But there was a problem, a big one. Even though I was obsessed with my passion, purpose and dream, you can call it anything, when it came time to actually film that scene, I spent 14 hours playing Deadlock instead. I escaped into someone else's world because I was too afraid to start building my own. I was terrified, not just of the camera, complexity or my own expectation, but of the judgment. Because what my hand creates right now, it's not what I want to show the world. It's not it. Not in any software I ever touched. Also, the production is not even fast enough. I spent like 15 days editing for 100 views. If I spent a whole year on a single scene, it would look incredible. Just look at the person who spent a year animating Gojo vs Toji. However, I need something to live on. I can't waste time. I can't waste a year for a couple minutes. Simply because I am broke and have almost no savings. But professional animation costs hundreds of thousands of dollars per minute. Yeah, I'm kind of lucky, you know. My parents support me and I don't have to worry about my rent for now. Mom, I love you. But I still need to reach a point where I can at least afford the basics and move from mom's basement. Do you know how studios die? They either overestimate themselves and dump budget into first scenes, or they run out of money, people and enthusiasm halfway through. And in the result, we get one frame man, 7 deadly things. Oh, I mean 7 deadly frames, PNG lock, and just terrible animation, you know. But here I am, trying to build an anime studio from scratch. Not that scratch, just like complete from zero to hero, you know. With a budget of 2 mozzarella sticks and maybe a pack of Kit Kats minis, you know? But seriously, how? I'm not going to sit here and tell you how great my skills are. That would be a selfish of mine and frankly a lie. Because I will be constantly learning. I'm also not going to plan a 20-year roadmap. In today's global economy, planning for next month is already gamble. Oh, I love gamble. Oh, damn it, tariffs again. Oh, damn it, Greenland, no! I have spent months researching anime production and I realized something. The problem isn't often at the art, the story, or the sound. The real problem lies in the pipeline. More often, kind of outdated production technology. The traditional way of making anime is just horrifyingly slow, driving each frame. It's like trying to kill Ender Dragon with the bare hands. And don't tell me that you actually play in this way. Or there isn't way to complete the game in just less than 1 minute. Damn it! I see. Listen, what games are teaching us is that there are always better, more efficient and faster paths, but still, at the end, you will get the same output even if you play differently. Same things here. While tools like 3D, 2D software are getting better and making things more accessible, the industry, especially in Japan, remains conservative. That's why my bio says, just a dude building an anime studio from scratch. Not that scratch. The from scratch part stands for innovation and experiments and finding. Look at the animators at MAPPA or other big studios. They are underpaid and overworked. Do they want to be in this situation? They are stuck in a pipeline they are terrified to change. Of course they are cooking, but they are getting cooked in the process. The process is a loop, like mine in the beginning. I know it's a better way to run an anime studio, a better way for teams that are patient but not melted in the process of creating. I want to find a way to represent art and story efficiently. I want to make the process less painful and more creative. I want to build a system where the visual candy doesn't cost someone their soul or their health. Like speedrunners, finding ways to beat games with less and less time. My god. Oh my god, my English is so terrible. This brings me to my brief graph. It's a bit drunk, but it represents the complexity. Each of these blocks has its own nuances and hidden rocks in shallow waters. To make a great anime, you need a great story. It's the foundation. So before I even started thinking about the studio, I began working on my storytelling with one goal: anime adaptation. I wanted to write something that could climb the hierarchy from a web novel to the big screen. I was literally hoping that someone would find my story and make an adaptation for me, but there were two catches. First, anime adaptations are not always great. I have seen a lot of successful and interesting stories that got adapted, but due to production, the meaning, pace, and plot was lost, cut from the original story. And second, well, as you can probably hear, I'm not American. English isn't my native language, it's not even my second. And even though I live in the USA right now, I still struggle. I understand enough to read, listen, and write, but I'm terrible at speaking. That's why I'm reading the script right now. I'm too terrified to look at you and speak from the heart because I can't find the right words in real time. That's difficult for me. It's a wall which I eventually will overcome. But for now, it feels impossible. So, also, to speed up the writing process, as well as help with grammar and structure, I started using artificial intelligence to write my web novel. Artificial intelligence to write my web novel. I get it, but before you turn off the video, I want you to look at the results in a minute. But before that, when I just published 15 chapters, I tried to promote my work on Reddit. It was a fatal mistake, oh my god. It was a fatal mistake. In a split second, I got hit with AI slop, even though in my description I put AI assisted. And the judgment hit me like a train, crashing straight into my traumas I've carried since my childhood. It felt like everyone was against me, judging me for even trying to use AI to write, trying to understand this tool. They thought I wasn't even trying, when in reality I was putting everything I had into it. At the same time, learning a little bit AI, like local models, voice cloning. But eventually my enthusiasm vanished. But I continued. I was always questioning myself, asking if what I was doing was really just a slope. Using AI as a tool for grammar and help if needed. Brainstorming, And about 2 months ago, I posted the last chapter, chapter 67. Screw you. It was not even a close finished story. And then I just disappeared, I have more stuff to do, like spend 14 hours in the log. It's real life, like reaction time. Okay, I'm logging in. Oh, I have only one, Oh. Yeah, no one cares about my story. Anyway, at least it was fun to do. Okay, I got like 13,000 views. 36 followers. 8 favorites. Oh my god. Okay. Even though the AI and drama, I realized one thing. This novel still doesn't show the visual candy I have in my head. That's the problem with words. When you read poetry or prose, you imagine your own location, your own faces, your own meanings. You project your own experiences into the text. The meanings that are deeply important to me might mean nothing to you because you will interpret them in a million different ways. Of course, I can write more text about the scene, of the characters' look. I even forgot to write one look of the main characters because I want to move the plot. I don't want to read one keywords of how one creature looks. Humanitarians.
Humanities. Humanities.
Humanities. It's just humanities. That's why I've never liked the humanities. They aren't exact. Every word is a loophole for interpretation. And I have a personal quote. The world is grey. Only we decide what is white, what is black, and what colors in between. And I know that everyone who hears this will find their own meaning in it. This is exactly why AI art isn't art, because one prompt can be interpreted in a million different ways. But I still love this technology. I think it's incredible. But I hate how it's being used right now. Think of it like the atomic bomb. Right now, all we see is a distraction it brings. The AI slope is everywhere. But remember, the same science that gave us the bomb also gave us nuclear energy. It all depends on the direction, the vision, and those colors in between. The current form of machine learning, AI, is super heavily rely on machine learning, and this kind of outdated. It was invented in 1959. We are building this massive planet-killing data center just to brute force results. Because industry, it doesn't want to change its approach to machine learning, or either finds the new ways like speedrunners. What we have right now is what I love to call algorithmic intelligence, even though I doubt that is intelligence. A prediction machine. As you know, it just looks at the data it has already seen to guess the next pixel or the next word. It doesn't create, people do. To me, AI should have a form of a mentor, helper. The technology has the potential to sit beside you in Blender, any software, to teach you, suggest keyboard shortcuts, point out a mistake in your topology, or help you fix the proportions of characters you are trying to model, draw. The humans makes the noise, the choice. Oh my god, I mean choice, not the noise, but it's true. The human makes the choice, the human keeps the intention. The tool just makes the execution less of a nightmare and more efficient. That leads to my first rule of my studio: humans first. In my studio, AI will never replace a person. I look at the burnout and the exploitation at places like Mappa, and I've decided that will never happen here. I would rather build a harmless factory of AI than a factory of humans. Do you know Neiro-sama? Like that. I will build a home for people who are as obsessed with the craft as I am, but who wants to create rather than being enslaved to drawing for 10 plus hours. Who even will be willing to draw for that long? 10 hours. Complete idiots. Which brings me to rule number 2. Constant research and development. Always research, always develop, and always experiment. This rule is about how one thing improves another. My background in computer science, After Effects, and even those 8 years in musical school, they all start to add up here. Last month I was messing around with FL Studio, and because I started understanding how music production and mixing works, I can now do things in After Effects that I would never think of. Also, if you please, I am allowing you to throw a couple tomatoes of yours. This is where AI comes handy dandy. As a musician, I can sometimes forget some specifics in music theory. As a coder, I can't remember every syntax of each programming language. AI, in this case, acts like a mentor, helping me where my mind struggles to reach. And speaking of struggles, if you want to see me for 10 hours a day drawing, doing, learning art, then check out this video right here. If it's not here, it means I'm probably in the middle of that help right now, streaming it live on YouTube or Twitch. Links are below. This story of building an anime studio from scratch has started, and I'm currently at the lowest rank. The fact that you are here, looking at me, means a lot. Whether I will be successful or not, it all depends on you. Tsiom.